everyone, Susan Storm here, and today I want to get into 5 signs that you are in grip stress as an INFP or an ISFP. If you're not sure who I am, I'm a certified MBTI practitioner and the founder of a website called psychologyjunkie.com. That out of the way, let's get started. First, let's look at a few things that do create stress for INFPs and ISFPs. One is having a lot on their plate, being really busy, having a lot of projects and tasks to fulfill. 2, having a lot of rigidity in their schedule and not having the freedom or autonomy to do things in their own creative way. 3, conflict, criticism, or hostility. 4, not getting enough time alone, super important for all those introverted types. 5, controlling, demanding, or confrontational people. 6, a political climate that demands conformity or seems oppressive to people or causes that they care about. 7, negativity. 8, a violation of values. By values, I mean what they believe is important, right, or wrong. All right, so now that we've gone over very briefly what creates stress for INFPs, let's look at how you might feel if you are an INFP or an ISFP and you are in the grip of your inferior function, extroverted thinking. Number 1, everyone feels incompetent, including yourself. If you are in the grip of extroverted thinking, you tend to look around and just see all the things you could have done better, all the things everyone else could have done better. It just feels like you are moving in glue. It feels like you're not getting anywhere, and you often feel this restless need to take action. Number 2, you feel more critical than usual. Typically, you're very gentle and you try to give people the benefit of the doubt, and you try to think about things from their perspective and understand how they feel and be very tactful and empathetic. However, when you are in the grip of extroverted thinking, that part of your nature tends to become quieter and this inner critical part tends to come out. It's easier for you to call out flaws, for you to call out problems, for you to correct someone. And sometimes this can be really shocking for people if they're used to the other side of you. If you are chronically stressed, say you're in a job that you hate, that puts you in a state of stress all the time, you might be like this more often than not when you're at that job. During these times, you tend to feel pretty angry at the world, and it can lead over time to depression. INFPs and ISFPs do not want to see themselves as these critical, harsh people. That's not how they self-identify. And so when they see this part of themselves erupting, it tends to make them feel really hopeless, really overwhelmed. It feels almost like an out-of-body experience that they can't quite control. Number 3, you might find yourself using more cynical or sarcastic, passive-aggressive humor to try to cope. Rather than directly calling out problems, you might resort instead to humor that's a little bit biting and harsh, but in that effort to try to tone down the extreme harshness that you feel on the inside towards this incompetence, towards all the flaws and errors you see around you, in your effort to tone that down, sometimes it comes across as this passive-aggressive humor. Number 4, you're really zoned in on precise logic. It's like your emotions took a back seat, and now objectivity is driving the car. It's much easier for you to see what's immediately logical, but at the same time, because it's so detached from your feelings and who you are as a person, it might seem logical at first glance, but at the end, it doesn't really serve you. It doesn't really solve your problems because it's too detached from who you are as a person. You might feel a little robotic, or like you're moving in fast forward because typically you reflect a lot before you take action. You really want to make sure that you're making the best possible decision. But in this state, you're much more decisive and much more action oriented. And so you tend to feel like everything's more rushed than usual. Like you can't stop yourself from moving almost in fast forward. Number 5, you feel like you need to take control. Start giving commands, telling people what to do, taking charge of situations, calling out incompetence, making those to-do lists and schedules, feeling like you've got to get everything organized. You might become obsessed with productivity apps or spreadsheets. As you can imagine, this state of stress is pretty overwhelming if you are an IFP type. It's a far cry from how you appear and how you feel in day-to-day life when everything is okay. It's very stressful. You tend to burn yourself out during moments like this. You tend to regret things you've said or done during these phases and feel a lot of remorse afterwards, which can make you feel even worse. Sometimes people try to jump in with logical advice, and that only makes things worse. At the same time, the grip isn't all bad. It can wake you up to parts of yourself that have been ignored for too long. It's very tempting for all the personality types to ignore their inferior function, to sweep it under the rug, to act like it's not really that important, and to lean excessively on their top one or two functions. And so during these grip stress moments, if afterwards you can reflect, you can often find ways to learn and grow from that experience. But when you're in the grip, this is not the time to examine it. You have to wait till you have reached equilibrium again and you're in a place where you can reflect on that in a way that is compassionate, not only to yourself, but to people around you, and where you don't feel like you're operating in a state of panic or restlessness or depression. So, how do you get out of the grip? Let's look at a few ways that you can get back to balance. Number one, I always mention breathing. It's such a powerful tool to tell your mind that it's okay. You're not in the desert being chased by a lion. A lot of times when we're stressed, we start taking shorter, faster breaths. And that tells our brain that we're in a state of danger and that it should release all this cortisol. And we start feeling like we're in a life or death situation, even though we know we're not. Our body thinks we are. So, taking deep breaths, focusing on calming your body down is super important. Another thing that's really important is to get some time alone. As introverted types, the first thing you're going to want to do if you are in a grip stress state is, if at all possible, get some space to breathe, get some space to be alone. Even if it's only for a few minutes, that can really reset how you're feeling. Number three, meditation. Many INFPs and ISFPs say that meditation is extremely helpful for them. It helps to calm down their mind, balance everything in their body, and help you to see your situation from a new perspective. Number four, talking to someone who will validate the struggles that you're going through, the negative feelings that you're feeling, someone who will be compassionate and who won't jump in with a lot of solutions and advice. The solutions part really can only come at a time when you are out of the grip, when you're not feeling overwhelmed by all these feelings. Solutions during grip for IFP are only going to make things worse and propel you further into the grip and make it harder for you to get out. So if you are friends or in a relationship with an IFP, please do not jump in with advice when they are going through a hard time. Like I said, it will only make things worse. Wait till everything's calmed down and then ask them gently if they would like advice or solutions. And next, just having some time for fun. It seems really obvious, but if IFPs have to be in work mode too much, if they have too much on their plate, if their schedule feels too rigid or overwhelming, or if they just don't get to tap into that creative, fun-loving part of themselves enough, then obviously that is going to make things way worse. If you are an IFP and you are not making time for the things that bring you joy, whether that's going to the movies or watching a show you like or drawing or reading, whatever it is, make sure that you are giving yourself some regular time for that. Schedule it into your day. Make sure that you are having time to be creative, to satisfy your introverted feeling side, the part of you that wants things that are emotionally resonant, the part of you that wants things that make you personally happy and make your life feel meaningful. If you would like to find out more about INFPs, ISFPs, or grip stress, be sure to check out my website at psychologyjunkie.com. If you're not sure about your personality type and you would like some help figuring it out, I'm also here for that. I offer one-on-one type clarification sessions where I can help you narrow down your best fit type. If you've been getting 3 or 4 different type results on personality questionnaires and you're feeling frustrated with the whole process, then I would love to help you out with that and get you closer to understanding how your mind works. So I'll leave a link for that in the description. Like and subscribe for more videos like this. I'll see you next time. Bye, everyone.